Howdy, friends. So nice to see you all again. So, I've been focusing on green living, getting ready to get an upcycling business going once I get my workshop set up. And I decided before I do that, I should take a stab at reducing the amount of waste that I produce. I'm currently following a 10-step program. I call it the 10 R's of green living. The first one is to remove anything from your home that you don't need, things that might be harmful. I believe decluttering and living the life of a minimalist is the first step to green living. And the second R is to reduce. So reduce the amount of waste you produce, reduce your dependence on plastics and things like that. And so in order to jumpstart step number 2, I decided to start following a zero waste challenge. And the zero waste challenge that I'm following is from the Going Zero Waste blog by Catherine Kellogg. And she's got a 31-day challenge to go zero waste. And that's what I'm currently doing. So I have made it throughout the first week. The first week emphasizes buying less, saying no to straws, bringing your own reusable water bottle, zero waste coffee, how to actually remember to bring your bags to the grocery store, using real stuff, and zero waste snacks. So let's dive in and see what we've done so far. So the first week of the zero waste movement focuses primarily on ending our dependence on disposables and plastics and things like that. And day 1, I think, is a really good place to start because Catherine emphasizes buying less stuff, which is absolutely important if we're going to close the loop on all of the waste that's being produced. So I've been promoting minimalism for some time now. I believe it is the first step also, so she and I have that in common. The less stuff you have, the less you have to maintain. Now, everything that we buy has to be produced, and when we produce items, it makes waste and it uses up resources, and then it has to be shipped, and much of what we buy gets shipped from overseas. So day 1 focuses on not buying things. Like I wanted to buy these adorable sunglasses, but I decided that I don't actually need them because obviously I already have a pair of sunglasses. So I found that with the green movement, there's this pressure to buy green products, but I think it's much better to just make do with what you have instead of constantly replacing items with new items. It's very counterproductive. So if you don't have to buy it, don't buy it. This will save you money too. After day 1 of striving to buy less, not making any unnecessary purchases, we get into several days of swapping out single-use items for those that can be reused. And so Catherine starts with straws. Now, I don't really like straws anyways. I don't use them. I always decline them at the restaurant. But if you must use a straw, there are several reusable options. There are bamboo straws, which are compostable, but you don't get a ton of use out of them. Glass straws, which I don't recommend because you have a hazard of them breaking. Silicone straws are good for kids too. She likes the glass straws. I prefer the metal straws. Like if I'm going to switch to a different straw that's not a disposable one, I'm probably going to go with the metal straw. But again, it's just not something that I really use to begin with. But if you must use a straw, bring your own and find one that can be reused. Day 3 of the Zero Waste Challenge gets into water bottles. Now, there are many different types of water bottles, and I wanted to share some of the greenest ones. So some of these stainless steel water bottles are considered to be some of the more eco-friendly brands because the process apparently for stainless steel products, it takes up less time and resources than other materials. But again, if you already have a reusable water bottle, then there's really no point in buying another one. But if you have to buy another one, these are the brands that I learned about from EcoWatch. So there's the Clean Canteen, and this brand, it's durable, it's lightweight, it's not terribly expensive, and it's high quality stainless steel. So that's one that a lot of eco-friendly companies have considered to be a good one. And then there's Swell. This one was a lot more expensive, but it might be because it's vacuum insulated. Now, I'm not one of those people that gets hung up on whether or not my drinks are staying hot or cold. If you are, then, you might consider that. But for me, any water bottle will work. And then the third one was Hydro Flask. So that's another one. It was actually quite a bit more expensive than the others. But again, it's BPA free and it's stainless steel, and it's also vacuum insulated. So it keeps your beverages hot and cold. Now, Catherine also goes over some of her favorite brands. I think what really matters here is that we're ending our dependence on the plastic water bottles. And if you can strive to do that, then that's going to make a difference. Day 4 of the Zero Waste Challenge focuses on coffee. And there's a lot that goes into this. I covered a few more things than Catherine mentioned in her blog. So aside from avoiding single-use coffee mugs and cups that get thrown away, like having your own to-go cup will absolutely make a difference, but also how you make coffee can make a big difference. So like those Keurig pods are so wasteful. You use it one time and then you throw it away. So there are refillable pods, because I do like Keurigs. But if you can use a refillable pod instead of the wasteful ones that get thrown away, that will help. And there are several different zero waste processes for making coffee, such as French press, mocha pot. My boyfriend bought me a mocha pot for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. I think I posted about it in my blog. So the mocha pot, it's super easy, and we're probably going to use it on camping trips also. I absolutely love my mocha pot. I think it's delicious. But aside from having reusable mugs and making coffee in a way that, is zero waste, we also need to remember to compost the coffee grounds and the coffee filters, and buy your coffee from sustainable, ethical, fair trade companies. So I looked up a list of 15 fair trade coffee brands that I got from the Good Trade. And these include, I'll just list them off for your own purposes: Cafe Direct, Equal Exchange, Higher Ground, Grumpy Mule, Black and Bold, Wandering Bear. Most of these I haven't heard of. I like to buy my coffee from a local coffee shop called Mudhouse, and they're also committed to fair trade. Made by DWC, Doma, Stumptown, Rise Up, Pura Vida, Larry's, Cafe Mem, Allegro, and Conscious Coffee. So there's a lot of brands out there, and it's not hard to find out if your favorite brand is ethical and fair trade. Try to avoid the big name brands like Maxwell and Folgers. Plus, they don't taste good anyways. So, zero waste coffee, day 4. Day 5 talks about reusable grocery bags. Now, this is one that I've been pretty diligent about. And when I do use plastic or paper, I always make sure that it gets reused. But unfortunately, those plastic bags, the problem is not that people are littering, it's that they're so small and light that they get blown away by the wind, they get taken off, they end up in nature, they get lost. So, Catherine focuses on remembering your grocery bags, your reusable bags. The way I do that is by keeping them in my trunk. And one year for Christmas, instead of wrapping my family's presents in traditional wrapping paper or, those cute little Christmas bags, I used these really nice durable grocery totes to wrap all of their gifts, and they absolutely loved them because they are so useful. They're super durable. I think I bought them at Walmart and I haven't been able to find any like it since. But plastic is a big problem and it takes forever to break down. Something I plan on doing, since I'm trying to get an upcycling business going, is learning how to make my own grocery bags by upcycling old clothing. So that's a project that I'll be taking on here in the future. Day 6 wraps up the focus on disposables. So she goes over no more straws, no more water bottles, no more like paper plates and cups and things like that. So just real stuff in general. And she talks mostly about dinnerware, which I use real plates and knives and forks and cups anyways, but it doesn't just stop with that. Like, to avoid all the plastic waste, there are other things. You can swap out like plastic wrap and sandwich bags. Look at this adorable sandwich bag that I bought at TJ Maxx. It's got a little dinosaur that says "Feed Me," and you can use it over and over. Disposable razors. You can get bamboo toothbrushes. I haven't tried that one yet. I'm trying to find toiletries that don't use plastic packaging. Laundry detergents also. I've seen toothpaste tablets. Instead of dryer sheets, you can use like these little wool balls. But then I found 2 websites online that give this huge, enormous list of zero waste swaps. And I mean, it is a long list. And like one of them from almostzerowaste.com also lists several brands. So it's things that you wouldn't think about, like cotton swabs, or Q-tips rather. Some of those use plastic. Tea bags, you have to worry about those because they use plastic. Deodorants. Oh my gosh, the list is enormous. So I will include a link to these lists in the description. And finally, day 7 of the Zero Waste Challenge, wrapping up the first week, focuses on snacks. And I am a huge snacker. I love to snack. I'm constantly eating something, and I especially love chips. Chips are my vice. And I'm not much of a cook. Catherine encourages making your own snacks and even includes a couple of recipes. I like trail mix. That's a picture of me eating trail mix. And then I included in my blog a list of 20 zero waste snack ideas that are very simple for those of us that don't know how to cook. So trying to avoid excess packaging and processed foods, which aren't only unhealthy, but also bad for the environment. All of these little changes can make a big difference. So week 1 has gone very well. I'm doing my best to remember all of my reusable products and my grocery totes and my reusable coffee mug and all of that. And I can't wait to start trying out some of these healthy snack recipes. And we'll be starting week 2 of the Zero Waste Challenge soon. I hope to see you there. Bye.